Hello! Today I'm going to go over an introduction to VirtualBox, which is a free software package that enables you to run virtualized computers on your computer. If you're not familiar with virtualization, this is running a computer within a computer. We will download the VirtualBox software, install it, and then set up a virtual computer. Let's get started. First, open up a web browser. Using your favorite search engine, just type in VirtualBox. And we're looking for this link, virtualbox.org. So go ahead and go to VirtualBox. First, click on the End User Docs link on the left. This page goes over all of the minimum requirements you need in order to successfully run this software. Please take a moment to read that over to be sure that your system will work. We'll go back to the home page and notice that VirtualBox runs on Windows, Linux, Mac, Solaris, many different operating systems. Now we'll go ahead and download VirtualBox. Click on the link. I'm running Windows, so I'm going to use Windows hosts. This download only takes a minute. The other thing we're going to want to download is the VirtualBox extension pack. So we'll go ahead and click on this link and let that download as well. Now that the downloads are finished, let's go ahead and get this installed. I'm going to go ahead and show in folder. Now we'll go ahead and double click the installer. We'll click on next. We'll accept all of the defaults. Click on next. We'll click on next. Yes. And finally install. We'll click on yes. Click on install again. And then finish. Now let's go ahead and install the extension pack. We'll double click that. Click on install. Scroll down. I agree. Yes. And OK. Let's go ahead and close these windows out. And now VirtualBox has been installed and running. First, let's take a look at this menu system. You can see this box right here. When I click it, I have a welcome, media, and network. So right now, we're taking a look at the welcome page, which gives us quick shortcuts to preferences, importing, exporting, new, and add. When we click on media, we can create or add media as we need. Finally, network, which shows us the network connection that's been created by the installer. So let's go back to welcome and click on preferences. There's quite a few different settings here that you can go through and change, but the only one that I'm going to go and change is the default machine folder. Now by default it's going to run on the C drive, so I'm going to click on the down arrow, click on other, and I have a second drive which I call data 2, and I'm going to choose the VM folder I've already created just for these particular VMs. Click on select. So now my default machine folder is e:\VM. I highly recommend that you use some kind of an external or second drive to run the machines on. Your computer and all the guests you run will perform much better. So we'll click on OK. Now I'm going to go ahead and download Microsoft Windows Server 2022. I'm going to type in Microsoft Windows Server 2022 trial. Bunch of ads. Don't want those. Here we go. Microsoft.com evaluation. Click on this link. And here we go, Windows Server 2022. This is what I would like to get. I want to download the ISO. It's going to ask for some information from you. I'm just going to go ahead and fill this out. Once that's filled out, choose my language and download. The download's finally completed. So we'll go ahead and close this window. We're going to open up Windows Explorer and drill down to the E drive. And here I'm going to create a folder called ISO. And this will be used to store the ISO image files that I've downloaded. And now go back to the Downloads folder. I'm going to cut this Windows Server 2022 installer and paste it into the ISO folder that we've just created. It'll take just a moment to complete. And now that that's done, we can go ahead and close this window. Now we'll click on that little box and click on Media. We'll change to Optical Disc and press Add. And now we'll click on the ISO folder and click on the ISO image file that we've already downloaded, which will add it to this list. And this list comes in helpful because when we go to create an operating system and add a VM, we can pick from this predefined list. So now we'll click on the box, click on Welcome, and we're going to click on New to create a new virtual machine. We'll click on Expert Mode because that reveals a few more options for us. So the virtual machine name, we'll call it W2K22 Test. And you can see that there's a variety of operating systems that we can choose from. And then we're going to scroll all the way down and choose Windows Server 2019, simply because Windows Server 2022 isn't listed yet. So we'll click there. And now I'm going to bump up the memory from 2048 to 4096. And the reason I'm going to do this is because we're going to install Windows updates right away. And that takes a lot of memory, it takes a lot of processing power to go through all of that. So we're going to bump that up. And we're going to choose Create a Virtual Hard Disk now. And you can see that in this Create Virtual Hard Disk, it's put it in the EVM folder that we defined earlier. And then now using the name of the server, we're going to choose VHD because the VHD allows us to open up that virtual disk within the host operating system, and we can get to the files that way if we need to. We'll leave it at the 50 gigabyte mark. We're going to choose Dynamically Allocated because that makes the disk start off very small and grow as files are added to it. So we save on disk space that way and use the minimal amount of disk space possible, rather than starting off with a fixed disk size of perhaps 50 gigabytes. We'll now go ahead and click on Create. You can see that the virtual machine's been created and all the various settings that are available. We'll now go into Settings and then click on System and then Processor. We're going to add one processor. Again, this is to help with the Windows updates that will be installed a little bit later. Give it a little more horsepower. So now we're going to go up to the Storage option and click on the CD drive. And then the little icon you see up here, we're going to click that and then choose the ISO file listed. And again, this comes from adding this ISO to the list we did earlier. So now we'll just go ahead and click that. And finally, we'll click on OK. Now we can go ahead and click on Start. This will take a little bit to get going for the first time as it initializes everything. And once you click on the screen, you'll see that you have clicked the mouse inside the virtual machine or pressed the host key, and that the host key is currently defined as right control. So by clicking inside this window, it's going to capture the mouse. Now the installation's starting, so we're going to use English as the language, time and currency to English, and set the keyboard to US and click on Next. Click on Install Now. Wait a few seconds. We're going to choose Standard Desktop Edition. Click Next. I accept, click Next. I'm going to choose Custom. You'll see the disk that we created earlier. Right now it's showing 50 gigabytes, but remember that this is a special disk and it's going to start off real small. It can grow to 50 gigabytes, but it's going to start off real small. So we'll click Next, and now the installation has started. We'll come back when it's done. Installation's complete, so we'll go ahead and create our password. Type that in twice, and click on Finish. After a few moments, you can see that the server is now up and running. To send Control-Alt-Delete to the computer, we'll click on Input, Keyboard, and then insert Control-Alt-Delete. And then we can unlock the virtual machine by typing an administrator password, and now we're logged in. We'll click Yes here since this is an internal network. And then we can click Don't Show This Message Again, and click the X to close this window. Now we'll go to Local Server and scroll over to the Windows Update so we can now download and install Windows Updates. So I'm going to click on Check for Updates, and when this gets done, we'll come back. At long last, all the updates are complete. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. And I'll go ahead and close Server Manager. Now the virtual machine is complete, ready to go. You'll see that while the virtual machine is running, if I go into the settings of the virtual machine, you see it's grayed out. I can't change the amount of memory, can't change the processor count. I'm going to go ahead and shut down the virtual machine so I can change some of these settings. So I'll go over here, shut down. Like I said earlier, I bumped up the amount of memory and the processors just so I could get through the Windows updates smoothly. So I'm going to go ahead and drop down the memory now to 2 gigs. And I'll change the processor to just 1. And click on OK. That wraps it up for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Stay creative.